Hi everyone, welcome to the second edition of the English we speak in Nigeria. I am Dr. Kachi. In today's video, I will be showing you 10 British transitive verbs that are used intransitively in Nigerian English. Okay, before I show you the equivalent of these expressions in British English, let us first of all look at the meaning of transitive and intransitive verbs. Transitive verbs are those verbs that transmit action from the subject to the object, or simply put, you can say they are verbs that attract direct objects. So those ones that do not attract direct objects are referred to as intransitive verbs. For example, in a sentence like John slapped James, the verb slap there is said to be transitive because it attracts the object James. But it's different from a sentence like Chike smiled broadly. In this particular sentence, you can see that there is no object. Do not make any mistake of thinking that the word broadly there is an object. It's not an object, it's an adverb of manner, showing you how Chike smiled. It's not showing you what or who Chike smiled. No, just the way John is, the slap there is showing you who John slapped. So here, the broadly is not showing us who or what Chike smiled. So it's not even possible to have that. Okay, let me also say that while some verbs are obligatorily used transitively, there are others that are used both transitively and intransitively. For example, see these two sentences. He is eating rice. Here you can see that eating is attracting the noun verb, but in the second sentence, he is eating, there is no object there. The verb does not attract any object there, so it is intransitive verb. Okay, now that we know what transitive and intransitive verbs are, let me quickly show you 10 British transitive verbs that are used intransitively in Nigerian English, and I'll be taking them one after the other. The first on our list is demand. Demand, the verb demand. In Nigerian English, the verb demand collocates with for. Nigerians attach the preposition for to demand. They use it with for. Also, that's why you have a sentence like, the people are demanding for transparency from the government. But in British English, it may interest you to know that the verb demand is a transitive verb and does not attract any preposition before the object. It attracts direct object. So you will have something like, the people are demanding transparency from the government. But let me also say that the noun form of demand can collocate with for in British English. Yes, it can go with for in British English. So if you are using demand as a noun, it can collocate with for in British English. But if you are using it as a verb, it does not collocate with any preposition. It does not collocate with for. It attracts direct object. And that's why you can have a sentence like, the people's demand for transparency is increasing lately. the people's demand for transparency is increasing lately. It is perfectly acceptable in British English because it is used as a noun here, so the preposition for can go with it in British English. However, in Nigerian English, even in the verb form, it goes with the preposition for. Okay, this one is very common among Nigerians. Oftentimes, when I tell Nigerians that this course does not go with the preposition about in British English, they are surprised. Now, most Nigerians would say we are discussing about politics. So the British equivalent should be we are discussing politics. Let me also say that in the noun form, which is discussion, the preposition about is acceptable in British English. So you can have we had discussion about politics. So that is it. Another one is the verb seek. Most Nigerians would use it with preposition for. So we have a sentence like the governor is seeking for re-election in Nigerian English, whereas in British English you would rather have it this way: the governor is seeking re-election. The governor is seeking re-election. Okay, another one is soliciting. The verb soliciting. In British English, it does not attract any preposition. In Nigerian English, it attracts the preposition for, and that's why you will have a sentence like he accused the police of soliciting for money in exchange for favor. That's the Nigerian version, but the British version would read he accused the police of soliciting money in exchange for favor. Soliciting money, not soliciting for. You see, that's the difference between the two expression, Nigerian expression and then British expression. Okay, another one is frown. In Nigerian English, the verb frown attracts an object, whereas in British English it does not. So you would have something like, why are you frowning your face? Your face is the object here in Nigerian English. But in British English, you would have something like, why are you frowning? The face there is not necessary, in British English. Okay, number 7, the verb shut up. Shut up in Nigerian English is a transitive. Nigerians use it both transitively and intransitively. So a Nigerian would say shut up, and others would also say shut up your mouth. So you would have something like, I wish you would shut up your mouth for a moment and listen to what the rest of us have to say. Some Nigerians can also have, I wish you would shut up for a moment and listen to what the rest of us have to say. But let me say that in British English, it is compulsorily intransitive. So in Nigeria, it is both transitive and transmitted. Number 2, that is request. So let's quickly look at request, how Nigerians use the verb request. They use it as an intransitive verb, whereas in British English it is used as transitive verb, and that's why you would have something like, the man is requesting for my help in Nigerian English, but in British English it will be, the man is requesting my help. The man is requesting my help. And let me also say that the noun form of it, it can go with for. Yes, it can go with for. I mean, the request can go with for. So you can say the man made a request for it, something of sort. Or the man is making a request for my help. It's acceptable in British English. Okay, number 8, the verb leverage in Nigerian English collocates with on. So Nigerians would say leverage on. but in British English that preposition is not there. So you would have something like the manager leveraged on his position to build network of partners. In British English, you would have that sentence this way, rather. The manager leveraged his position, not on his position. Yeah, leveraged his position. Comprise. Nigerians use comprise with of. They use it with of. So you would have something like the house comprises of 3-bedroom and a sitting room, whereas in Nigeria, in British English, it would read the house comprises 3-bedroom and a sitting room. You can also have something like this in British English. The house is comprised of. So you can see here that it is used with the form of verb be. It is used with the form of verb be. So when it is used with the form of verb be, it can go with of, but when it is not used with the form of verb be, it is transitive. Okay, the last one we have on our list here is the verb emphasize. In Nigerian English, the verb emphasize goes with on. It collocates with on. In British English, is transitive. It does not go with on. It can only go with on when it is a noun. It is if you use it as emphasis. If you use the noun form of it, it can go with the preposition on. So you have a sentence like, she emphasized on the importance of exercise. In Nigerian English, the British equivalent would read, she emphasized the importance of exercise. Let's say that you can also have a sentence like this in British English. She placed emphasis on. She placed emphasis on. You can now see that you can go with on here because it is used as a noun in this last sentence. If you are observant, you may have noticed during our discussion that some of the nouns that have prepositions that collocate with some prepositions in British English, these prepositions were transferred to their verb forms in Nigerian English. So I think since Nigerian English is an outgrowth of the British variety, it is possible that this unique usage results from a kind of generalization. That is transferring the syntactic structure of these noun forms to their verb forms. I think that's what happened here. You see a verb like demand, indeed noun form in British English, it is used with for, but in the verb form it is not used with for. And even request goes with for in noun form of it in British English, but in the verb form it doesn't. But in Nigeria would use the for both in noun form and then verb forms. Even discuss is one of them. So emphasize, you can say emphasis on in British English, but you can't say emphasize on. You say emphasize this matter, but he placed emphasis on this matter. But in Nigeria, they say emphasize on the matter. So you see, I think it's a kind of generalization that we have here in Nigerian English. Okay, thank you so much for following us till the end of this video. If you like what we are doing here, please help us to share and then subscribe. Thank you.